What are mans? It's Taco Mans. Welcome to part 6 of my 1995 Celica restoration series. Today I'm going to figure out how to get this stagnant pool of water out of my headlight housing and make sure it doesn't happen again. So stay tuned and let's talk about it. So when I bought this Celica, there was a pool of water in the headlight. The car was sitting for 3 years, so who knows how long this water's been sitting and accumulating. Regardless, I gotta get it out and fix any potential leaks. Most cars are easy to get the headlight housing out, but not this car. In order to get to the housing, I need to remove the front bumper. In order to remove the front bumper, I need to access the bolts located inside this seam. And to get to those bolts, I have to remove the wheel fender liners. And that's just the beginning, so I'm gonna get started and we'll get to the rest as I progress. There's a bunch of bolts all around the wheel fender. There's more under here, a couple more around the back, and more for the plastic liner. I honestly lost count, but I'm just going to start removing them. These three were hard to remove. I had to flex the liner and squeeze my arm around the back to pinch the two tabs on this push pin to get it out. To get the liner out, I basically pulled the whole thing towards the center of the car to break it loose. It wasn't free just yet, so I checked underneath and I did miss one bolt. Alright, now that it's out, here's what it looks like behind the fender liner. It looks pretty clean, except for this one part right here. I honestly don't know what it is, maybe a nest of some sort. It actually smelled really bad, so I cleaned that up right away. Alright, back to the job. Here are the three 10mm nuts holding the bumper. Here's the other side with the liner off already, and it has the same hardware. So I'm basically going to show you one side, and it's pretty much the same on the other side. It was a little tough to reach, but I had this long extension that worked perfectly. Next I had to remove these turn signal lights. It's just one screw and the housing comes right out. After I just unplugged the light and that was done. And under the hood there are bolts and push pins. I thought I was ready to pull off the bumper, but there was still more hardware. Under the bumper there are these clips that hold the plastic shield. They were pretty rusted, so I had to use a lot of liquid wrench. Then I had to use vice grips and fit them in the grill and blindly try to get a hold of the clip so I could remove the bolts. This part was really difficult, so I had to do it off camera. I even broke a piece of the bumper for one of the clips. And finally, right above that area, here are the last few push pins to remove. Now the bumper's finally free, I'm just going to gently pull it off. The top two bolts of the headlight are finally accessible, but I realized the third bolt is behind this metal channel, so I removed this off camera and you'll see how it's installed again later. I made sure you use a lot of liquid wrench because I didn't want to break any bolts. finally got the headlight housing out, and I'm spinning the headlight around to see if I can find a source of a leak. I couldn't see anything, so I just dumped the water out. It's getting late, so I'm going to clean up and call it a night. It's the next day, and I actually did some more work on the headlight last night. I basically filled it with water a few times to continue trying to find a leak, but I was having a hard time finding one. I also inspected these two air valves to see if they were clogged, potentially preventing airflow in the headlight, but they were not clogged. After almost giving up, I saw the smallest amount of water beating up in this area right here, which kind of makes sense because this is the height of where the water pooled, so water or condensation could have trickled inside over years. So I decided to put RTV silicone in that area and the whole underside because the seams were looking a bit weak. Honestly, I'm not sure if it made sense to put RTV along the bottom, but it was late and I was tired and I just went for it. After that, I let it air dry overnight, and today everything looks completely dry now. I know there's some discoloration inside, but my goal here is to get the water out and get the car safetied without risk of condensation. So my plan is to put it all back together, then go for a test drive and see if any condensation reappears. But before I do that, I saw these gaskets were coming off on both sides, so I'm going to fix this while I have it all open. I'll start with cleaning them up, and while that dries, I'll start reinstalling the light. These gaskets should be dry now, and I'm just using some 3M double-sided tape to attach them back on. Now I'm reinstalling the channel that I removed off camera. It's just a few bolts to install it. The two sides aren't perfectly symmetrical, but they're pretty simple to figure out. Then there's this plate as well. Now the bumper. And as I was saying earlier, even though this is a short video, this was like 2 days of thinking and problem solving, so I'm really happy that it's coming back together now. I decided to put the rest of it together off camera, and after that, I'm going to take it for the test drive and make sure there's no condensation. Alright, I'm back from my test drive, and yeah, there's condensation. I was pretty bummed out, I can't lie. I'm pretty sure that when I air dried the light housing last night, it didn't fully dry, and any water, even a single drop, will create condensation once you start driving in cold winter conditions. And sometimes mechanics will fail the safety if there's enough condensation to affect light visibility, so I wanted to fully fix it before bringing it to a mechanic. I wasn't ready to give up yet, so here's what I decided to try. I put together this crazy looking setup with my heat gun, pointed at a funnel, extended with a copper pipe that goes directly in the headlight housing. I removed the light bulb, of course. Here you can see the pipe on the left, and on the right I removed one of the air valves and attached a tube. I ran this tube outside the car and connected it to my shop vac. So I'm basically cycling hot air into the headlight to evaporate the liquid and using the vacuum to pull the evaporated air out. At least that's my theory. Let's see after 15 minutes. Alright, it's actually working. There's no more water beads in the middle and only some in the top right area. I decided to move the angle of the heat towards the side that's still wet. After another 15 minutes, it looks completely dry. At this point, I removed the heat but kept the vacuum running another 10 minutes to continue pulling out any moisture. After that, it was time for another test drive. It looks like the heat gun and vacuum combo was a success. Here's the headlight 1 week after I did the job, and the moisture still hasn't come back. I'm almost ready to take this car to the safety test. I just want to change the oil since it hasn't been changed for 3 years. Make sure to save my restoration playlist so you don't miss any upcoming Celica videos. Please like, share, subscribe, and vibe. I'll catch you on the next Taco Man's out. Peace.